Abide in me, and I in you. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. Jesus the Christ. Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, I want to share on the theme, the great question of the day. But first, a reminder. The Possibility Action Network Hour takes place on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To get access to my Zoom information, send an email request to iampossibilityman@gmail.com. Once again, do not pass out my login information to anyone. Invite them to send me an email request for my login information, and I will happily send it to them. It's a security issue, especially in these days, and I want to know who will be in the room. So once again, send an email request to iampossibilityman@gmail.com to get access to my Zoom information for the Possibility Action Network Hour on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, today's share is on the great question of the day. Hey, we live in challenging times. We are in the midst of a pandemic. This is 2021. We've been in it for over 1 year and a few months now. So if you're listening to this recording a few years from now, just know that this was filmed during a pandemic. These are challenging times. People have been laid off from their jobs. Some businesses have gone under. Some people are wondering, how am I going to make it today? Across the globe, there are political upheavals. There are social upheavals. And here in the United States, there are a number of civil rights issues that are going on today. People are faced with all kinds of health challenges, physical challenges. Some people are so stressed out, we can say, that they face some emotional challenges today as well. We have teachers and coaches hitting social media, telling people how to make money, telling people how to transform their lives. And this is happening across the globe, wherever there is an internet connection that's available to them. So all of these things are happening in our society today, and I would be remiss if I were to proceed here without acknowledging that people are besieged by all kinds of things today. So therefore, there is a great question as I see it. And the great question, as I conceive it is it possible for me? That is, with all of these individuals telling us how to transform our lives, they're telling us how to make more money, they're telling us how to improve our health, we are asking, is it possible for me? Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that the question that you are asking today? Is it possible for moi, for me? I have an answer, and my answer is unequivocally, yes, it is possible for you. Now, as we grow up in life, the tendency is to look to our problems, to look to our challenges, to look to the social and political upheavals that are going on around us. This is just the way that we have been acculturated in innocence. So I am not saying that way is wrong or not, but just to say, though, that we have been taught to look in the wrong direction. And I'm telling you also that in terms of social issues, if you're in the United States, the worst of it is really behind us. Now, this is not to trivialize anything that's happening today, but believe me, if you were to look at American society since the inception of this republic in 1789, you may agree with me that the worst is behind us. But we tend to look toward the problems in our society, the problems in our lives, the challenges that we face, and we do this no matter where we are in the world. But here again, I want to say to you that there is a better way, that it is possible for you. Now, why would I say this? And this is why I chose the topic, the statement that Jesus the Christ mentioned. Now, I want to say this too, that I'm not trying to be a minister. This is not a sermon. This is not a sermonette. And this is not about religion at all. But the word that was used in that verse was abide. And as I have been meditating on this subject, on this share for the last several days, the best word that I could come up with was abide. So what do I mean by abide? I went to the dictionary. And abide means to act or accept in accordance with a rule, a decision, or a recommendation. That is, abide means to be in alignment with something, to stay in it. Another way to look at abide is to look toward, to look in that direction, to lean into a certain things. So when I say then that it's possible for you, I am inviting you to abide, to look toward. So therefore, what are some things to look toward? One thing to look toward then is hope. To abide in hope. No matter what's happening in our society today, to abide in hope. How does that feel when one abides in hope? For me, when I abide in hope, I have a good feeling. There's a feeling of optimism that seemingly descends upon me from just abiding in hope. So no matter what you're facing today, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, or whether it's political, whether it's some other issue, it's important to abide in hope. Another thing that I have considered here is to look to possibility. To look to what's possible instead of looking to the challenge. When I look to what's possible, I get a good feeling. I get a sense of optimism. My hope begins to enlarge in my being. Look to forgiveness. Look to forgiveness not only for yourself, but to others as well. As we consider the challenges of our day, I assure you that there are some individuals right now, in this very moment, who are returning home from war, who were on the battlefield in a war zone, who had picked up their weapons as they are charged to do in the military, and who have fired those guns and were responsible for the deaths of many people, including children. And those individuals undoubtedly are hurting today. So I say to look toward forgiveness, to look toward peace, to abide in peace, and allow your good feeling to emerge. There are some individuals also who are in law enforcement. We don't consider this part of it, but I want to put it on the table, who have been engaged in a shooting. Some of these individuals were engaged in a shooting that law enforcement officials have deemed are righteous shootings. But those same individuals are in pain, are suffering because they were involved in an act that resulted in the loss of a human life. So what do you say to those individuals? Do we simply condemn them? Do we shake our fingers at them? I would say no. Let's invite them to abide in forgiveness, not only for themselves, but for the victims and the families of the victims who are no doubt hurting today. So if you follow me on this one, I am inviting, the invitation is to abide in hope. That is, to look toward hope. Not to look toward a solution, but just to look in the direction of hope. I am inviting you to abide in possibility. And I am suggesting that we look in the direction of possibility and see how that makes us feel. I'm inviting you to look in the direction of forgiveness for yourself and for any other who you believe offended you, and see how you feel when you look in that direction. If you're considering your financial challenges right now, I'm inviting you to look in the direction of possibility, that it is possible for you to achieve financial fitness. In each of these core areas that the Possibility Action Network cares about, I am that you are connected to the all, that this intelligence is here, and I am not making it up. And this is not a religious assertion. We can look at it from a religious standpoint, and that's cool with me if it's cool with you. If you want to say Jehovah, is somehow your protector, that's wonderful. If you want to invoke the name Allah, if you want to invoke the name Jesus, or whatever you want to use, I would say that intelligence is here. If you have any doubts about that, consider your earlobe. You have an earlobe. You did not create it. I did not create it, but it is here. Intelligence is here. So I am asserts that I am connected to this intelligence. I don't know why. I don't know how. I am not claiming to understand the mysteries of the world. And because intelligence is here, then, I say we are in a friendly universe. No matter what's taking place in our world today, no matter what's taking place in our body today, someone is battling a very challenging disease in this very moment. And they're wondering, can they heal? I assert that it's possible, and I invite you to look in the direction of possibility and nothing more. Someone is struggling because they cannot somehow get rid of a thought that haunts them about a past era, be it something that is violent as being in war or engaged in a shooting. I say, look in the direction of the possible. Look in the direction of forgiveness. And that's why the Possibility Action Network exists. We are exploring new ways to deal with ancient challenges and problems. Someone once said that you don't want to put new wine in an old sheepskin, in an old leather casing, because the new wine may cause the leather casing to break through. We are looking at new tools, and the Possibility Action Network then have identified tools that could help us improve our financial fitness if we're interested in that. I am not suggesting what you should care about or what anyone should care about. I know I care about financial fitness. Secondly, we have identified tools that would support an individual who want to experience emotional wellness, regardless of what has happened in their lives. And we, in the Possibility Action Network, feel that we have identified the right tools that will support us in that area. Someone is wondering, is it possible for me to heal from this plague in my body? We believe that is possible. And we want to look in that direction, and we have identified some tools that may help us in that area as well. Our core values are, I am, I can, and I will. I'm Stephen Middleton. I am with the Possibility Action Network. We hold the Possibility Action Network Hour on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Possibility Man. Until next time, good day